There are two things that I did not expect to happen this week that 100% happened. The first one is that I did not think that I would be writing the longest script in What's Up in Makeup history. I have been telling you the makeup news for, I don't know, like 8 years, and this is the longest script that I have ever done. The reason why this is the longest script is because I have so many interesting stories to share with you this week in the top news segment. I also have a ton of new product releases. So once again, we're splitting this into two pieces. You are watching top news. The product report will go up as soon as humanly possible in order for me to do a very good job editing it. I don't want to rush through it, and I also don't want to stay up till 4 o'clock in the morning. Therefore, it will go up as soon as humanly possible, hopefully tomorrow. The other thing that I was not expecting to happen was to have another freaking Jaclyn Hill story because, I hear you. When y'all tell me you are tired of hearing Jaclyn Hill, I am with you. I'm tired of talking about Jaclyn Hill, but this is not actually about Jaclyn Hill. This is about Jaclyn Cosmetics and the debacle that is happening over on Instagram. There's a problem, my friends. There is a big problem, and I think it is a sign of an even bigger problem. We'll talk about all of that, along with an incredibly creative and super fun ad campaign. It is a 15-minute long ad from a major makeup company. I thought I was gonna hate it, and I actually loved it. I have all the details for you on that one and so many more top news stories. I have class action lawsuits. We have brands being sold and being attempted to be sold. So much for you. We are jumping into all of it right now. Hello, my friend. Welcome back to What's Up in Makeup, where every single week we talk about what happened the previous week in makeup news. If that sounds like something you enjoy, make sure you hit the subscribe button so you don't miss future episodes. And with that being said, let me tell you what happened to me while I was scrolling Instagram this week. There's a point, I promise. So I'm scrolling Instagram like I do, and I see Jaclyn Cosmetics posted again. And I know that they are going out of business. They announced that they are closing down their customer service on January 31st. Everything was 50% off, and they're on their way out, but they're still advertising. So I clicked on the ad just to see what it was, curious. And I happened to notice that in the comments on the side of the post when I'm looking on my desktop, I noticed that there were a lot of complaints about customer service. I'm like, this is weird because this is not typical of Jaclyn Cosmetics. I've looked at their comment section many times and it's always slay queen, so excited, like all of those kinds of things. And there were complaints. I'm like, this is weird. What is happening? The first problem seems to be with the under eye primers. And people are saying that they have been purchasing the under eye primers from Ulta. And when they get them, they look like cottage cheese. So people are wondering if they're expired, like what is happening with these. They're absolutely disgusting. One person even said, her name is Christina, she said that because she got it with points, she ended up just throwing it away. But what was weird was that there were other customers that said that they had this problem not recently, but in the past. One person said, every time I get them from Ulta, they've been like that, while another person said that that's the reason why I stopped buying it over a year now. So this seems like it's been a problem. We don't know what is actually happening with these under eye primers, but because this seems to be a long time problem, it may just be a problem in formulation with not enough binding agents. That's my guess. But of course, if I got one of these in the mail and I saw this like this, I would promptly return it because there really is no way to know if maybe it has gone bad. We just don't know. On the next post, however, there's a lot less conversation about cottage cheese and a lot more conversation about customer service. So people are saying that they ordered as far back as early December and they haven't gotten their order. And I'm sitting here thinking this sounds like what was happening with Uma Beauty. People are saying that Jaclyn Cosmetics has blocked their email addresses, that they've sent DMs, no one's answering the DMs. They have called the customer service phone number and it's just a message and it hangs up. So of course I had to do the things and see if the same thing would happen to me. I didn't DM them. That's the only thing I didn't do, but I did email their customer service. I will put up the bounce back that I got when I emailed customer service. It is clearly not functional. When I called the phone number, this is what I heard.
Thank you for calling Jaclyn Cosmetics. We are unable to take your call at the moment. If you wish to speak with a representative, please email info@jaclyncosmetics.com and your email will be answered in the order it was received. We look forward to assisting you further. Goodbye.
So there's nowhere to leave a message, there's no redirect except for to the email address that doesn't work. And the reason why this is so bad is because they are currently still selling products on their website and they don't have any kind of functional customer service. So what did I do? I emailed Morphe's customer service because somebody at Morphe has to know what's going on over at Jaclyn Cosmetics. They're the same company. So I emailed them 3 days ago. I have not heard anything back. I'm honestly not surprised. But if for some reason I do hear back from them, I will definitely let you know. Then there was another interesting post. This post was from a woman named Peggy, and she said, quote, "I placed an order and then got a partial refund, and I don't know what for. It hasn't shipped yet, so I'm not sure what I'm getting or not. I understand they're closing, but these last days are being handled so poorly." It reminds me of the story that we had about Beauty a few weeks ago, where they were still collecting orders, but they don't seem to be filling them, at least some of them. I would imagine if they weren't fulfilling any orders that there would be more comments on the Instagram, but I don't know. And that is a huge problem. But this is one thing that I will say about this that I think is really important, is that 100%, I do not believe this is Jaclyn's fault at all. I've seen comments on the Instagram blaming Jaclyn, saying that, she always has problems, so this is just another thing that she's having problem with. I do not believe Jaclyn has any control over when customer service on Jaclyn Cosmetics shuts down. That is a Forma issue. They are the parent company. They're the ones in charge. Jaclyn just licensed her face and her name for the line. So anyone blaming Jaclyn for customer service issues, I feel in my soul that that is misplaced. What this says to me is that the ship is sinking. The ship is going down.
Gentlemen, it has been a privilege playing with you tonight.
I personally think that the whole company, all of Forma, is going down, including Morphe. A functional company doesn't shut down customer service for one of their brands until the date that they say that the customer service is shutting down. They're supposed to shut down on January 31st, but it is shut down now, about a week after they announced that the brand is closing. If they were in good financial health and they could afford to keep the customer service going, I believe that they would, but I personally feel like they're out of money. I give Morphe and Morphe 2 4 months maximum before they're also shut down. I would dare to say 2 months is probably more accurate before Morphe is gone as well. Like we talked about last week, the new court filing showed multi hundreds of millions of dollars that Forma Brands still owes to debtors. Now, the point of bankruptcy is to flush a lot of that. I think that the lenders that purchased it got in over their heads as far as understanding Morphe's reputation in the beauty space and their customer base and what they needed in order to succeed. They definitely didn't incubate Jaclyn Cosmetics or help that to grow. The other prediction I have about Morphe is that they will post nothing saying that they're going out of business. I think that's a 50-50 shot though, that they'll just quietly just stop posting. And then one day their website will just be gone. I wouldn't be surprised if it happens like that, but I could definitely be wrong on that. I really do feel like that's a 50-50 shot of whether they make an announcement that they're closing or whether they'll just go quietly off into the distance. When it comes to Jaclyn Cosmetics, there are about 89 SKUs left. That includes individual shades of different products. They are currently 75% off. They've gone up in discount. But for me, recommending to my friends, people that I care about, I would say please do not order off of the Jaclyn Cosmetics website because it seems like they are not fulfilling orders. You may lose your money outright. You may have to contact your credit card company to do a stop pay. You might get into some issues if you try to order from the Jaclyn Cosmetics website. If you are still interested in possibly getting something from Jaclyn Cosmetics, I forgot to check and see if there's anything left on Ulta, but also check your local Marshalls, TJ Maxx. Those discount stores had quite a bit of Jaclyn Cosmetics in recent months. I don't know if there's anything left, but that would probably be their best shot, but I would strongly advise against purchasing from the Jaclyn Cosmetics website. The next Forma bankruptcy hearing is this coming Wednesday. Sometimes big things happen at these hearings. Sometimes they're kind of like nothing burgers, so I will let you know if anything happens. If there's there's nothing that happens, I promise you, I will not talk about Jaclyn Hill or Jaclyn Cosmetics next week. I promise. Before I saw the customer service issues on Jaclyn Cosmetics Instagram, I thought this was going to be the top news story of the week because I thought that it was going to be so stupid. I genuinely did. When I read that e.l.f. Cosmetics was not only coming out with a 15-minute long ad, but it was a parody of true crime, I was like, this is a disaster. This is a disaster waiting to happen. But oh no, my friends. It is so good. It made me laugh out loud multiple times. I know, I was not expecting that at all, especially 15 minutes long. Like my attention span, I have ADHD. My attention span to something like this is very, very short. I watched the whole thing. The title is Cosmetic Criminals, and in the press release, they say about the plot, quote, with a household of suspects, each with plenty of reasons to borrow their favorite e.l.f. product, viewers will want to know who the e.l.f. did it. You can watch it now on YouTube. I will put the link down below for you. If you happen to have tickets to go see Mean Girls in an AMC theater, you will also be watching this commercial before the show starts. Along with the release of the commercial, e.l.f. released a very special bundle. I'm gonna put a picture of it on the screen for you now. It was basically 3 items where you could hide your e.l.f. cosmetics so that nobody would steal them. The bundle was $22 and it had a bear, it had a little flower pot, and it had a book, and you could open them individually up and hide your makeup in them. Of course, they sold out. This is the thing. As I'm watching this commercial, all I could think about is how much I wanted to watch it with you. So in live chat today, we are going to watch the e.l.f. commercial together. So if you haven't seen it yet and you want to come to live chat and this video just went live, hold off and let's watch it together because it's so fun. If you can't join us live, it is no problem at all, but it will be a really fun rewatch. I will link today's live chat in the description box down below. So I have this prediction, and my prediction is that e.l.f. Cosmetics is going to become the new Morphe, and it is based off of last week's news that Lipstick Nick has now jumped from Morphe over to e.l.f. Cosmetics, and all of the Morphe babes, people that formerly had Morphe codes, were like, go Nick, blah, blah. I think they were so excited for Nick to be working with e.l.f. And I have a feeling that e.l.f. is going to scoop up all the Morphe babes. That Jaclyn Hill is going to do a collab with them, maybe even Manny MUA, Laura Lee, like they will all have collabs, all the former Morphe babes, maybe even James Charles, over on e.l.f. Cosmetics. They may not take on James Charles because James Charles was kind of let go from Morphe because of his scandal. So hopefully they don't take it that far. But there is a brand that wants to challenge e.l.f.'s status as the queen of the drugstore beauty space, and that is a parent company called Kosas. They own Catrice Cosmetics and Essence Cosmetics. Kosas is a German brand and they launched in 2021. But this past year, 2023, was their biggest year ever, specifically in Europe. According to the brand, they just completed their 11th quarter of net sales growth and their second year of year-over-year growth exceeding 30%. Even though they are the biggest in Europe, a lot of their growth has to do with their expansion more into the US market. They said that global net sales increased 32% in 2023 with a 26% growth in North America. Right now, you can get Essence and Catrice on Amazon. You can get Essence in stores at Ulta and online at Ulta. Essence also entered Target stores in 2022, but Kosas wants to spread Essence out to even more retail locations. Kosas feels like they have an edge on e.l.f. in kind of scooping up the old e.l.f. customer, the e.l.f. customer that really liked those $1 to $5 products because e.l.f. has raised their prices just a little bit. So Essence wants to scoop in and get those customers that want a $5 mascara instead of a $9 mascara. Their other big competition is ColourPop, which also has price points around where e.l.f. is at this point, maybe just a little bit more. Kosas USA CMO, her name is Jill Krakowski, she told Glossy, quote, more than ever, people are looking for a bargain and Essence has the highest quality makeup at the best price prices that you can't get anywhere else. And then here's a throwback. This is such an interesting connection. Throwback to the e.l.f. cult scandal. I did a full video on that. If you haven't seen it, I will link it in the card now so you can go watch it. But e.l.f. was accused of being in a cult because they had hired this company called Movers and Shakers. The founders of Movers and Shakers had been part of the MLM arm of the NXIVM cult. So they were part of, like, the way that NXIVM got people into the cult was through this MLM arm, and the founders of Movers and Shakers were part of that. It turns out that Kosas also used Movers and Shakers, even though they said they're not currently working with any promotional company. I just found that so interesting because I'm curious with the last story whether Movers and Shakers did that 15-minute commercial. I would not be surprised if they did. Along with moving into more stores and trying to replicate what they did in Europe here in the US, Kosas also wants to focus on their social media reach. They want to reach Gen Alpha on Snapchat. I didn't realize Gen Alpha was on Snapchat, but apparently they are. They want to reach out to Gen Z on TikTok, and then they will continue their Instagram and Facebook presence for everybody else. They are also investing in gaming. We're seeing more and more brands investing in gaming platforms through Twitch and also through Roblox. As far as YouTube, they want to do more collaborations, and they have their eye on one specific YouTuber. It's like their dream YouTuber they want to work with, Tati Westbrook. So we will see what happens with that. I'm very curious to see where Essence goes from here. There was a time when beauty subscription boxes were booming. Everybody was watching the Birchbox versus Ipsy Smackdowns, and then it was the Ipsy versus BoxyCharm Smackdowns, and it was like all the rage here on YouTube. But all of that has kind of died down quite a bit. And subscription boxes need some kind of hook to keep people buying their subscription boxes. And one of the things that Ipsy does is they have celebrities come in and curate something that they call an icon box. The icon box is usually a collaboration with a celebrity that also has a beauty brand. And the upcoming icon box will be curated by Give founder Gwen Stefani. The upcoming box will launch on February 1st, and you can only get it. See, this is how they get you. You can only get it if you are an Ipsy subscriber. It is an add-on to what you're already getting in your subscription. If you do not have a subscription, you cannot buy the icon box. The box is limited edition, and they say it'll include 8 products worth up to $350 for $60 additional. In the box, Gwen chose from some of her favorite brands, including Charlotte Tilbury, Drunk Elephant, and of course, Give by Gwen Stefani. Of the 8 products, 5 of them were chosen by Gwen, and then 3 of them will be chosen by each individual person who is ordering the box. If you are an Ipsy member, or if you would like to be an Ipsy member, they do have a sign up on their website now. Y'all, I bought myself something for Christmas and I want to show you. So before we go into legal stories, look what I got. Isn't that fun? I'm so excited. It's specifically branded with Law and Order, and I love this. Let's do it one more time. I die. Okay, so we're going into legal stories, starting with class action lawsuits. So this is one that is updated. We have not talked about this one for a very long time. It was filed all the way back in 2021 against Grande Lash. Technically Grande Cosmetics, because Grande Cosmetics owns Grande Lash, Grande Brow, all of the Grande things. Grande Cosmetics, but for their lash and brow products. Grande Cosmetics was accused of using prescription ingredients in their over-the-counter Grande Lash MD Lash Enhancing Serum, the Grande Brow Enhancing Serum, and the Grande Hair Enhancement Serum. Grande Cosmetics claim that these products have no active drug ingredient and would cause no serious side effects. However, the enhancement serums contain the active ingredient isopropyl chlorprostinate, or ICP. I don't want to say that again, so I'm just going to say ICP from now on, which is the same class of compounds that is used in Latisse, which must be used with a doctor's supervision. The purpose of these products is to grow the hair. Because of the potential side effects, like things like iris discoloration, the FDA has decided that ICP lash and brow products are not not safe for use except under the supervision of a licensed physician. Because ICPs are technically drugs, Grande Cosmetics was required to seek regulatory approval before selling them, specifically to California customers where the lawsuit was brought. According to the suit, Grande Cosmetics sought no such approval and instead, quote, concocted a scheme to take the enhancement serum straight to the market by selling them as cosmetics instead of prescription drugs. The suit also claims that Grande Cosmetics unlawfully sold hundreds of thousands of units of the enhancement serums to California consumers at around $65 to $125 a piece. As of this past Monday, the case has been settled in favor of the plaintiff with a $6.25 million settlement. It covers anyone who purchased the Grande Lash MD, Grande Brow, or Grande Hair products for personal, family, household, or professional purposes anytime between January 1st of 2018 to December 14th of 2023. That's when the settlement received preliminary approval. So if this is you and you file to be part of the lawsuit, you could receive $150 back for your purchase. You could get a little bit less. It just depends on how many people file and some other factors that they don't go into explaining, because I'm assuming it's just too complicated and it's not really that important. Just know you may get less than $150, but they're trying to hit for $150. But this is the thing. If you have bought more than one of these products over in that time period, you could get even more, an additional $150. You have to submit proof of purchase such as receipts, canceled checks, or credit card statements. And that second $150 will only be awarded if there's money left after the first round of $150 goes out. To file a claim online, there is a link down below, but you must file before February 27th of 2024. Once the settlement receives final approval, they estimate that to be March 13th of 2024. That's when people will start getting their payments. In addition to the cash payments, Grande has also agreed to provide, quote, expanded cautionary instructions for use of its enhancement serums and will change how the products are advertised. But it doesn't say they're going to take that ingredient out of it. So I'm very confused. I don't know if maybe they're going to try to go through that regulatory process or they're just going to take it out and not tell anybody. I don't know what they're going to do, but I'll keep my eye on it and let you know if I hear anything else. The second class action lawsuit is more employment related than it is makeup and cosmetics related, but it has to do with Ulta Beauty and a class action lawsuit filed against them on January 4th. I also wanted to put it in because I wanted to get the word out to nursing moms or anybody that knows a nursing mom to make sure you know that you should have these things in place for you at the workplace so that you can pump appropriately during your workday. And the other reason why I wanted to cover this is because I don't think that Ulta is the only workplace that is violating this federal law. Under the U.S. Affordable Care Act passed in December of 2022, the Pump Act went into place, amending the Fair Labor Standards Act to provide nursing employees with reasonable break times and private spaces in which to express their breast milk. Previously, the law was very limited in who it covered, and now because of the Affordable Care Act, it has expanded to cover professions like teaching and nursing and agricultural workers. The law also applies to teleworking individuals, which I thought was really interesting. The 31-page lawsuit was filed by a makeup artist in their Rockville, Maryland location. She said that her rights under the Pump Act were violated when she was forced to pump breast milk in her car due to Ulta's lack of accommodations. Basically, they gave her a place to go in the back of the store. It was like a staff room or whatever, but people were always going in and out. And one of the things under the Pump Act is that it has to be a private space that's not a bathroom. And she was not provided with that. She didn't feel comfortable pumping in front of other people. So she was experiencing engorgement, which lowered her milk supply. So she just started going out and pumping in her car, which is a violation of the law. Employers are also required to give employees a reasonable break each time they need to pump at work for 1 year after their baby is born. The lawsuit claims that this is not an isolated incident, but more of the norm in Ulta locations. And that is why the plaintiff feels like this is an important thing to bring to the courts. The lawsuit looks to represent current or former employees of Ulta Beauty who, since December 29th of 2022, when the Affordable Care Act went through, have not been provided with a sanitary functional space or have been denied a break to pump breast milk while at work in the year following the birth of their child. If this applies to you or someone you know, I do have a link in the description box down below for more information. Heads up to shady influencers, the FTC is having a hearing to come after you for your shady business. It is an informal hearing that will take place at 10 a.m. Eastern Time on February 13th of 2024. It is a hearing on a proposed rule banning fake reviews and testimonials. Yay! July 31st of 2023, the FTC published a notice proposing a new rule to stop marketers from using, quote, illicit review and endorsement practices such as using fake reviews, suppressing honest negative reviews, and paying for positive reviews, which deceive customers looking for real feedback on a product or service and undercut honest businesses. In response to the proposed rulemaking, 3 of the 100 commenters requested to present their positions at the informal hearing. During the public hearing, available through webcast, so you can watch it yourself, I'm going to try to watch it, the 3 parties will, quote, provide oral statements addressing issues raised during the rulemaking process. The 3 entities that will be speaking include the Interactive Advertising Bureau, which looks to be on the side of brands. The second one is called Fake Review Watch, which is exactly what it sounds like it is. They are dedicated to exposing the massive corruption of online consumer review platforms with fake reviews. So we've got that side. And then it just says an undisclosed group of academic researchers.
But I've got a reminder on my calendar to tune in for this. And if anything interesting happens, I'll be sure to let you know. I have a question for you. Okay, so when you see this ad and when you hear these words, get ready to slay this back to school season, what do you feel like that means? For me, it says, go out and crush it in school, slay the school year, do a great job. But also because it is a makeup ad in the way that it's presented, I would say that it's also saying to, if you buy their makeup, you'll also look good while you're doing good things academically. And obviously they want parents and or kids to take advantage of their 25% off sale that's advertised in the ad. The next question I have for you is, do you feel like this ad specifically is harmful for kids? If you answered no, then you disagree with the British government. I don't think that it's harmful for kids, but the Advertising Standards Authority, or the ASA, reviewed a complaint about this ad that aired on September 9th of 2023 on Facebook. The actress that you're seeing there, her name is Lana Jenkins, and she was promoting the multitasker concealer. The ad was challenged by 2 complaints, which argued that it implied makeup was necessary for school readiness, potentially playing on young girls' insecurities. So in response, Rimmel stated that the campaign targeted a broader demographic, including university students and teachers, and did not market to children. According to Rimmel, the term slay is in a positive context. Yeah, that's what that means. It means to do a good job. You know, that's what that means. I'm very confused. It shocked me that the ASA upheld the complaint, stating that the ad, despite its intended audience, could be perceived as targeting younger students due to its imagery and language. They found that the ad implied makeup was linked to school success, which could impact young girls' self-perception. The ASA ruled that the ad breached the CAP code for social responsibility and should not appear again in the form complained of. Rimmel was advised against implying the necessity of makeup for school success in future marketing. I don't think that they know what slay means. I don't think that they understood the context, and I don't think that's fair to Rimmel. It's rare that I stand up for a brand in this kind of situation. Usually I'm on the parents and the kids side, but I feel like this one's ridiculous. You could totally disagree with me if you want, though. We know that when brands switch hands, when they're purchased by big parent companies and things like that, sometimes things change. The leadership will change, the priorities change, all of that. So I like to pay attention to when brands are sold so that we as customers can kind of know that something may be different there. The brand I'm talking about this week is Kosas. They are reportedly looking for a buyer. Industry sources close to the business have claimed that Kosas has hired investment bank North Point to explore its options. In an exclusive interview with Cosmetic Business, founder Sheena Zada-Dali said the expansion was driven by strong demand from UK shoppers after they started being sold there last year. If I were a buyer, I would not be looking to buy Kosas right now, just because they've been having some issues. They've been accused of having mold growing in their products because
of their weak preservative systems, because they are natural products. Also, recently they've come under fire for not having their influencers disclose sponsorships properly. So I don't know. I guess as an investor, you could go in and you could fix those issues and then increase sales, so you could buy it where it is now, where they're doing pretty well, and then fix the issues, and then the company skyrockets. So that's a thought. If they do end up being sold, of course, I will be sure to let you know. ColourPop is known mostly as a US brand, but they are also available worldwide to almost every country in the world. I will put on the screen for you the countries where you cannot get ColourPop. So it's pretty much everywhere you can get it. They're just only in stores in the US. But the brand has their eye on another very big market, and it's in India. They've officially launched into the Indian market via Nykaa's platforms. The beauty section of Nykaa's website looks kind of like Ulta. They have a website. They also have brick and mortar stores. ColourPop now has over 100 products available in stores and online through Nykaa, and I'm actually really excited for ColourPop. I feel like ColourPop has done a really good job growing their brand from just doing super shock shadows and then growing into the lippy sticks and all of that. I've watched ColourPop grow from the very baby stages of collabing with mid-size influencers and all the way up to where they are now, collaborating with Twilight, which we'll talk about in the product report section of What's Up in Makeup this week. But I'm really happy for them. I like to see brands that I feel like do a good job expand and get bigger, and ColourPop is doing fantastic. And our last story today is a feel-good story courtesy of Rare Beauty. So, Rare Beauty is known for having a positive mental health theme going on within their products. The products are named after positive affirmations and stuff like that. They also contribute a lot of money to the Rare Impact Fund, which helps support mental health initiatives. They are now taking it a step further on their website through the Comfort Club. It is a, quote, digital hub dedicated to providing its community with strategies for finding comfort. Polling Rare Beauty's staff of around 100 people, CMO Katie Welch and her team came to the conclusion that the common methods of self-comfort fell into 3 common buckets: relaxation, movement, and connection. She says relaxation includes massage and breath work, movement includes yoga, dancing, and stretching, and connection could be a movie night or a virtual meetup. Rare Beauty wanted to bring this concept to their customers through their online presence. In their new hub on their website, Rare Beauty tapped 4 partners that they had worked with in the past. They include the meditation app Open, apparel brand Beyond Yoga, massage studio The Now, and creator and podcaster Alexis Barber of 2 Collective. Partners created 9 videos for the Rare Beauty website to help people find comfort. It includes meditation, breathwork, yoga, different types of massage that you can do on yourself, as well as education about resting. And of course, because it is a business, some of the videos include some of Rare Beauty's new products from their Fine Comfort line. I personally think that anything having to do with supporting people and their mental health is a good thing. I do kind of wish that they didn't put the products in, because it gives it cheapens it a little bit. It makes you feel like, oh, this is just an ad. Oh, I don't know. I wish that they kind of left that out, but I get it. They're a company. They're trying to make money. I totally get it. By the way, I do have a full review of all of the Fine Comfort products that just launched, but I haven't fully edited it yet. And I plan to release it this past week. It just didn't happen. Next week, it's not going to happen either, because we are jam-packed with the interview that I have with the chief scientist over at the FDA, Dr. Bumpus. I'm interviewing her next Tuesday. We also have my Beautylish Lucky Bag that's coming in the mail. So chances are it won't go up next week, but I'm hoping I can get it up to you the following week. So stay tuned. Make sure you're subscribed so you do not miss it. It's actually a really good video, but I think I might be a little bit biased. And with that being said, my friend, that is it for What's Up in Makeup top news this week. Thank you so much for watching. And of course, thank you as always to the What's Up in Makeup Facebook hunters. Their names are scrolling below me. Thank you so much for all of your submissions this week. I appreciate you oh so very much, as always. And if this ends up being a continuing thing where I can give you more information separating What's Up in Makeup into 2 pieces, I may continue this format. It really just I want to feel it out and see, because people seem to actually really like it last week broken
it up into 2 pieces. I would love to know your thoughts down in the comments. Is it too annoying to go to 2 separate videos, or do you like having them separated in order to choose which piece you want to watch at different times? I'd love to know your thoughts down in the comment section down below. Thank you again so much for watching. If you would like to come to live chat, like I mentioned, we're gonna be watching that e.l.f. commercial together. It is so good. I know it sounds lame. But it's so good. We're gonna have so much fun. Come join us. If you can't join us, it's no problem. You can catch it on the replay by going to your subscription feed. It should be right there. But if you're not subscribed, you can also go to my channel page. You can click on where it says live, and that's where all my live chats are housed. There's also a link to the What's Up in Makeup live chat podcast down underneath this video if you want to go check that out. And with that being said, it is time for me to go, but you do not have to go. You can hang out a little bit longer if you would like to. YouTube should be recommending a couple videos over here for you to watch, including last week's episode of What's Up in Makeup, the top news portion. YouTube's going to pick the top one based on your viewing history, but if you do need to go, I'll get it. It is no problem at all. Thank you for hanging out as long as you did, and I'd love to you, and I will see you in a video very, very soon. Bye!